you said he was an Ashkenazi secular Jew who became a Muslim, and then now did he come back through that avenue to Christianity, or is he now a Muslim?
Well, he came back to Judaism and believing in Yeshua HaMashiach, believing Jesus is the Messiah. Yeah.
So what Jews for Jesus would call a fulfilled Jew.
Oh yeah. He's a Jew who believes in the Messiah. Yeah, but he looks upon movements like the Messianic Jewish movements that we have in the United States, and it's kind of like Jews who've been grafted into Protestantism, he says. So it's kind of, and it's an interesting thought, and we're having a number of discussions on it. But nevertheless, he's been my teacher, and all I can say is he's a genius, but he's a man, who could be academic. And this is always the thing. The reason I understand Judaism so well is because he's not coming at it really from an academic, though he could get his, he still has his full scholarship from Cambridge, but there's nobody there to teach him. But where he has really learned Judaism is through their oral tradition. And this is a powerful thing, because Judaism, I think what we've missed in Christianity with our sola scriptura approach, and this is a problem as I get back to American Evangelical. We have our little Bible studies, and we do I'm living here in Milan. This was the city that Augustine waved his finger in the air, and he came down into Romans 13, and it told him to stop fornicating, because he was a playboy lawyer here in Milan. And, because he heard the little kids in the courtyard screaming in Latin, tolla lege, and he did his, what am I going to get from my scripture today? And he popped in there and read that scripture, and that brought him to his conversion point, which he writes in his Confessions, and because he was enthralled by Bishop Ambrose and his rhetorics. But he came to faith here in the city that I live currently, and that's the story of Augustine. And I think that's a lot of how we do Bible study in America. We just kind of wave our finger and plop into the Psalms or plop into what this means today, and we just forget again that this is a system of religion revealed by God, and there is a systematic way to approach it. And that's what Talmud means. Talmud simply means disciple, Talmudim, and that's why they crafted these wonderful works, the Jerusalemi, because they saw the Torah tradition waning, and they had to write it and know how to pass it on. And then they went to Babylon, the 4th century Babylonian Talmud, and a lot of out of the Babylonian Talmud came the scriptures that made up Islam. So really, Islam in its initial stages was a Messianic Jewish movement, because the name Muhammad, there's lots of scriptures here, like the God of the presence, believer, was known as a believer. And so you get into Saudi Arabia, and I can only give you a real sketch of this. I mean, there's so much you can access to learn about this online now, and especially through seeing, that basically all these things mean that there's a lot more in common. And I'm not talking about an ecumenism of pluralism. I'm talking about an exclusivity of Yeshua HaMashiach for these faiths that we are as Abraham's children. So I hope